Events of all sorts, from mindless gatherings with friends to celebrating milestones throughout our lives, have suddenly been overshadowed by the dark cloud that is COVID. The coronavirus this year has cast a spell on our lives. A spell so strong that we can no longer live in our own accustomed ways. Things have changed, and so have the ways in which we celebrate events and obtain food.
Due to the coronavirus, we have been advised to not only be taking up personal measures such as sanitizing our hands, but to also be under strict lockdown to avoid contact as much as possible. Now, how will events be celebrated? How will food be catered? Let's look at a few events and how they have been reshaped to adapt to these unfortunate and confusing times, and also how food has changed with it.
Just recently, we have been working on virtual workshops for orphanages to teach the children different art forms. We were going to make different tutorials for the children, which would guide them on making different art forms, such as origami. But with COVID standing in our way, we had to take a detour. Considering the health and safety of the children and ourselves, we still spoke to the orphanages but only agreed to initiate our plans when it was absolutely safe for us to do so. Bearing in mind that the orphanages only have a limited provision of IT equipment, we still couldn't go on with our plans even though the workshops were mainly virtual, as we would still have to provide them with the IT equipment such as laptops. So it was important for us to postpone our plans to prevent contact as much as possible. This has paved the path for our new plan. Our UUA team will now design, organize, and produce the tutorials. Now, with the extra time that we have, we will be able to reshape our plan to include many more types of art tutorials, organize the equipment that we have to provide, and also make cards for the children for when we actually get to meet them. When we feel it's safe, we can start off on a better foot and execute our mission in spreading off.
We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Let us take a look at social events. With its very definition being challenged by COVID, the people all around us have been able to come up with interesting alternatives to birthday parties, family reunions, social gatherings, and other such things like Annaprashan.
And of course, weddings. Don't miss the matching masks with the beautiful Banarsi saris for the bride.
পোশাকের নাম ব্রাইডাল মাস্ক। অভিনব কনসেপ্ট নিয়ে হাজির শহরের এক অভিজাত বস্ত্র প্রতিষ্ঠান।
this year, Easter has been stopped in its tracks by coronavirus. But parents in California aren't letting a pandemic ruin the tradition. In Solana Beach, kids couldn't visit the Easter Bunny, so a mother decided to bring the bunny to them.
Even COVID hasn't been able to stop us from celebrating our milestones or even simply enjoying ourselves. Creatively, we have restored our platforms like Zoom, Skype, and WhatsApp, and even other websites to actually celebrate these events that are so close to our hearts.
Let us have a look at how we have celebrated Eid this year.
And now I would like to share my experience of celebrating Eid. So as I had mentioned, we could not go and meet our relatives. So this year's Eid was pretty much in virtual Eid. By this I mean that we texted our relatives Eid Mubarak and we video called them or voice called them to wish them Eid Mubarak, and as my Eid was spent mostly video calling relatives, talking with cousins, and also talking with friends. Now, let's see how Eid is being celebrated globally in these times of COVID-19.
Eid al-Fitr is one of the most important Muslim festivals. But this year, it's being celebrated under the shadow of a global pandemic. In Indonesia, there were no hugs, no bearing gifts, and no visiting families. In Saudi Arabia, the Grand Mosque in the holy city of Mecca was largely empty. Worshippers followed strict social distancing measures while marking the end of the fasting month of Ramadan. In Syria, Eid this time comes during a rare period of peace, but during an economic turmoil.
Eid is considered the calmest one as there is no bombardment. Thanks be to God, the situation is calm. I hope that the displaced will now return to their homes.
And what is going to happen to Durga Puja later this year?
In such a situation, the celebration of one of the most loved festivals in Kolkata, that is Durga Puja, seems almost impossible. But us Bengalis, we are not going to lose hope so easily. So, therefore, today I hope this interaction of us would be a small step to guide us back to our fallen hopes. So, speaking to Shantanu Babu, an extremely involved committee member of the Mudiali Pujo Committee, one of the most popular Durga Puja pandals in the city, let us hear what this committee is planning for the 2020 Durga Puja. So, sir, my first question to you would be, what do you feel is the most challenging task that Pujo committees will have to deal with this year?
First of all, this year Durga Puja is totally different from other years. Every year we know that we are going to celebrate Durga Puja, but this year the dates are fixed, but we don't know whether we will be able to do it or not. That totally depends upon the guidance of the government, who are willing to contribute for this year's Durga Puja. We won't be pressurizing on anyone, any donations or any corporates to give us funds. If they willfully give us, like our yesteryears, we will take it. Next is public management. This is really a high criteria this year. But this year we have to use extra 3 things: head cap, mask and sanitizers. At the pandal, they would be treated with all these things. Otherwise, we won't be able to manage this huge puja. This is really a challenging year this year. We presume we can contact various TV channels, radio channels, social media, and we can go Facebook Live. So these are all alternatives.
The artisans who make the idols, the pandal makers, the people who do the lights, the dhakis, the stall owners, like what would be done for them?
Now about pandal. It may not be so much decorative, but the basic minimum pandal, what we require is we will do it. Without dhaki, there cannot be any Durga Puja. So we are going to have dhaki also. Now lightings, what you see normally on the roadside and on the houses of our will be bare minimum thing will be there. We would be providing sanitizer as well as mask to each and every one. Regarding Anjali, this year we have specially arranged, we have the pass system, public address system, where the Pandit will also sit from the Pandal. He will be chanting those mantras and people can worship from home also.
Lastly, to sum up, what message would you like to give to all the Bengalis out there who look forward to those 10 days of fun?
Yeah, it's a Durga Puja is basically the annual festival of the Bengalis. So I would pray to God, please give us hope, please give up some light so that this year we can celebrate your puja with at least bare minimum cost, but let us at least worship you. Let us at least pray that nothing happens next year. To all the people, those who are waiting and thinking, how should we do, what would be about Durga Puja? Please keep hope on Ma Durga. She will make her own arrangements. She will make everyone happy. She will let everyone come into the puja pandals and see. But to tell you everyone, please maintain social distance, wear mask, use sanitization, keep fit yourself before puja so that you can enjoy puja well.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. It was really great talking to you.
We have explored a wide variety of events and how they have been redesigned. But how about food? How will catering services adjust to our changing needs? We must say that Zomato, Swiggy, and other home delivery services have stood with us during these tough times and helped us cope. Let's take a look at how the catering and food services have adjusted from the point of view of an individual who has had to deal with it firsthand.
Good afternoon, Mr. Das.
Good afternoon.
So how long have you been a part of the catering business?
For last 4 years.
We hope that the business was good before the lockdown.
Yeah, that was running fine. It's okay.
So what happened when the lockdown was announced?
What happened? Lockdown was announced that all our outdoor caterings are closed or cancelled. We have corporate clients whom we supply lunch every day. Those since offices were closed, people who are work from home. That's why offices are closed. So they don't need food. Also there is people from local area. They don't want to take food because of this virus thing. So there is a bit tough time. Yes, lot of things has changed.
So what has changed because of the lockdown?
Change means that people are not taking outside food, conferences, parties are cancelled. So these things have happened.
So now that many restaurants and other food services are opening, what changes have you brought out in your catering services?
We maintain hygiene, about sanitation, proper hygiene with gloves, masks and all. And we supply food in sterilized containers and sealed containers so that in the transit people can't open it or there is no chance of contamination. And our delivery is contactless, so we accept payment through online mostly.
So because of the new sanitization procedures and everything, how will it affect the cost of you providing the
cost will definitely increase. Cost will, for sanitization and other safety measures, cost will increase. Around 10 to 15% cost will increase. But as of now, we are doing with that only. Let's see when people it starts moving, then we have to think about it to restructure our prices.
Is what will be the future of the food industry after this lockdown phase in India or in
Food,
Calcutta?
yes, everywhere. Food industry will be there, but the thing, modalities and the way it works, it will change. People will be more hygiene conscious about their hygiene, personal hygiene, and all. And people will prefer to have their food at your home. So they will take home delivery through some apps or by calling somebody. And basically, that is the thing. The people will take food. People have to take food. Either you require it or for other purposes. So people will have to take food. So they will outside food has to be arranged. So way it works, that will be a different way. A lot of people are very skeptical about going to the restaurants and all having food.
So even though the food industry is down, it will come up and it's going to come back.
Yes, definitely has to come back. But the way things were operating, that will change.
So it will be a new kind of food industry.
No, food is there, but be back to normal. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Das.
Thank you.
We have talked about events. We have talked about food. And since we are in Bengal, we have to end with something sweet. Our Mishti Dokans were closed for a while, but Maharshi has found a unique way to keep things sweet.
Getting started with some water, putting in some easy to find Maggi, just break this down. 1 tablespoon of butter, for the butter to melt, some Cadbury Boneville, superfine sugar, dropping down the Maggi, sprinkle down some gems for easy icing. Looks good.
I would like to thank Dr. Das for coming up with this idea of virtual assemblies and challenging us to put together and come together through this assembly as a class even when it's not in a classroom. It's difficult to not think about Monoj and Shomadi, who would always rush out to get a charger and an internet cable and get room number 3 ready for our assembly. So we miss you all in these troubled times. Most of all, I would like to thank my classmates, the AS batch, for putting this assembly together. And I would also like to thank our mentor, Mrs. S. Mukherjee, to help and guide us through the way. Thank you.
This is to say thank you to my AS students for putting this assembly together for all of you, and they have worked very hard to do that. This is the second in the series of the virtual assemblies from Garden High International School. As you know, we are not in school, and especially for the AS batch, most of them are virtual strangers, pun intended. A lot of them have not met each other, they have not met me, I have not met them. So we have had our initial hiccups and our hurdles, but we finally did manage, and we have put this together for all of you. When I was young, I used to have a lot of discussions with my father on a variety of subjects, and I remember him telling me once that the sun is growing colder every day. And I remember being very worried, and I wondered, how are we going to live if the sun loses all its energy? Years later, when I read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, the heroine found a solution to this problem, because when somebody told her about the same thing, she said, by that time, human beings will have come up with some solution. This assembly is a tribute to the human spirit. Yes, we have problems. Yes, we are trying to overcome them, and we will, because the human beings have the resilience to do that. We will find alternative ways. I have to specially thank my tech team, and they have worked so hard, and almost like professionals who have put all of this together, stitched the little parts that came in from the various students, and as you saw just now, it all came together very beautifully. Thank you, AS, you've done a great job.